Well, she's one of the most exciting voices redefining African luxury on the global stage. A designer whose work sits beautifully at the intersection of art, culture, and couture. Nigerian-born and internationally trained, Kanyinsola Onalaja is the creative force behind Onalaja, a brand celebrated for its sculptural craftsmanship, cultural depth, and inclusive vision of modern elegance. Now, from New York to Lagos Fashion Week, her designs have graced global stages and have been worn by icons like Jennifer Hudson, Kelly Rowland, Tiwa Savage, and even Ciara. Today on Arise 360, we sit down with Kanyinsola to explore how she's shaping a new era of African luxury, one defined by heritage, artistry, and purpose. Hello, Onalaja.
Hi.
I don't know, I just wanted to call you, but I know your name is Kanyinsola, but everybody calls you Onalaja because of your brand.
Yes.
Welcome to Arise 360. I'm really excited that you're here, just because when I think about Nigerian brands that are really redefining what luxury is, I instantly think of your brand. So I want to find out from you, setting the scene. Your work sits beautifully between the crossroads of fashion, of arts, and culture. How would you describe what you've been able to define African luxury as through your brand?
For me, African luxury is about, telling stories. We have a lot of narratives. We have a lot of, things that we want to share. So I guess my clothes are an expression of that. It's about the fabrication, it's about the color, it's about the textures, and also, like, I guess depending on the collection, the theme or the meaning behind something.
Okay.
So when you started your brand, like, what vision did you have for, merging heritage with global aesthetics? How did you come about that?
I think that's something that has come over time. I've always wanted to share a piece of home, no matter where I am. And in terms of luxury, so I'm half Yoruba, half Edo. So fusing both, cultures, both tribes, and being able to share that outside, whether it's, okay, in Benin, we have a lot of corals. The corals come through all my designs, or, the red sand, how is that interpreted into something? So being able to take my tribes and basically redefine that, reimagine that into three-dimensional textures and pieces of art.
You are really talented. I remember last time we spoke, I said, do you just like shiny things? Because when I think of another, the first thing I think of is that, that glitz, that glam.
Yeah.
It's just, it's very attractive to the eye. Definitely, you do a second take when you see an Onalaja piece. Many people describe it as wearable art, actually. So how intentional was that in creating garments that transcends trends and seasons, and, like you said, represents both your, let's say, cultures, as it were? Yeah.
I think trends are important to look at, but I don't think, like, it should be the main focus. I think you have to have, your brand DNA, your brand staples, like, for example, what is it that you want to put out there, your brand vision. Once you have that, then you can infuse some trends if you need to, but you don't necessarily have to follow trends. Again, I'm a very research-orientated person, so I look at, a theme for a season. This theme this season was marked, which was looking at body shapes and the beautification of our body through African lenses. So I would basically be finding ways to reinterpret that into clothing. Again, that's not really a trend. So I don't even know how to...
I like the fact that you talked about, say, you do research. Now, I was about to ask, like, how do you tap into your creativity? And, when you create your pieces, like, your clothes, your designs, who do you have in mind? Like, is it like you're making it more, are you trying to make, should I say, affordability? Do you have a target market? Do you have any particular, I don't know, maybe, what's the word now?
Audience,
like, who's the woman?
Target audience, like, who do you see when you
Who's the
create?
Onalaja woman?
Yeah.
Yes, you get...
I think she's a piece of me. I guess I'm an Onalaja woman.
Yeah.
But I think she's someone that loves culture. She loves art. She loves exploring, finding new things. And she wants pieces that, make her confident. So, repeat your question, please.
And, like, do you think about affordability? Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm making this piece. Who's my target market? Can they afford it?
Yeah.
Who do you see when you make a clothes, or design an outfit?
So in terms of affordability, I would say when you look at the larger, like, luxury scene, we've tried to come in in a more affordable way, I would say, for example, and being more accessible.
Yeah.
So I think with crafts, and when you see like, if we have a fully beaded dress, if you go to another designer, perhaps in the West, it could be upwards of, let's say, £20,000 or, you know, but we've tried to come in a little bit more accessible so that everyone can feel good and everyone has a piece of luxury that they can have in their wardrobe. Yeah. So affordability is definitely something that's important.
When you say affordability and accessibility, like what is the fee you look at in terms of like, okay, I don't know, if you want to, should I say PTD, common man? What does affordability mean? Like, because I'm trying to picture like me watching this.
Are you trying to get an Onalaja dress for that special lady?
Now let me ask questions.
I mean, we have different ranges.
Yeah.
So we have different price points.
Okay.
So we have the more, I would say, everyday pieces, and then we have like a fully beaded dress that you would wear on a red carpet. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we've been able to create a line of...
Something for everybody.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just talking to... I mean, that's actually where we met, your SS26 fashion showcase for this year's Lagos Fashion Week, which had a surprise guest, Ciara. We're just watching the show, and next thing, we just saw Ciara walking in, strutting in Onalaja. Talk to me about that, the preparing for Fashion Week. I mean, the pieces were beautiful, quite phenomenal. Talk to me about what that creation process was like, and also having an international superstar like Ciara, not just wearing your pieces, but deciding to be present, flying from, I don't know where she lives, LA or Texas, but in the US, and coming all the way to Nigeria just to be here to support you.
Firstly, I would say that's good. That's not even me. But in terms of the creative process, so again, I said I'm a very research-orientated person. So each season, we start off with a theme, or what is it that I want to say? What is it I'm trying to put out there with this collection? And it was very important this year because it's my 10th year designing and having the brand.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
A decade.
Yeah, it's a long one. So it's called Marked, and marked in a way where we've been marked, chosen by God. We've been marked, here to stay, but also marked in terms of beautification. So marked in terms of the bodies. We looked at, again, I said beautification of the body, and in certain African tribes, you know, we're known by our tribal marks. So we really wanted to celebrate all of that aspects, bring that in. So once I have the theme, it goes into the research mode. So we're looking at artists, architectures, we're looking at mathematicians, painters, different things outside of fashion, and then pulling it all back in. Once that's done, then we allocate, you know, fabric textures, we allocate colors, and then we start designing and start crafting all the textiles up until we get to the final version that you will get to see. But it's many, many months and many, many trials before we get to the final one.
Imagine.
All right, so 10 years doing this is actually a long time, a decade. I mean, it's not easy to be relevant for 10 years. Now, I mean, before we get, I mean, your pieces are beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm sure before you got to this part of your career, you had maybe some turbulent years at the beginning. I mean, I would like to ask, like, you know, when you started, was there ever a review from anybody that made you question your talent, your ability, that maybe pushed you, or maybe
All the time.
all the time?
Yeah, all the time. I think.
Tell us an experience.
I think my journey with fashion has been very interesting because I think it's only now that I'm finding my voice. And I think we have...
Just finding your voice in 10 years.
Yeah, I know. I think... So we have an idea of what we want to put out there, but what I realize is that other people tend to see things a lot quicker than you do. And I've always loved textures. I've always loved, you know, beading and just anything tactile. But if I could tell my maybe 20-year-old self what I would be doing today, that it's a fully handcrafted brand, I would be very shocked. Like, I've done everything. I used to make asoebi, I used to do swim, I used to do bridesmaids dresses, just experimenting with different things until I think now I've kind of found my niche.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, speaking about your niche, when we talk about inclusivity, especially for, you know, when it comes to luxury brands, is this something that you are intentional about? Like, how are you redefining luxury to be more representative of diverse African women?
Right.
Because that's one thing about, I think for me, I like about Onalaja that a slim person can wear it, a big woman can wear it, and everybody feels like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So
Talk to me about that.
that's been very much integrated into the DNA, and that's something from the beginning I always wanted to make a focal point. I think every woman should be celebrated, and every woman should have a choice to feel special, no matter like what they choose to wear. And in terms of, I don't know, maybe it's very personal for me, because as a woman, you know, we go through different fluctuations with our bodies, and so I just wanted to be like, no matter, speaking personally, no matter what size I am, I can always find something that would make me feel good. And then working internationally, especially in the luxury scene, I realized that a lot of the designers, they would stop at a 12, 14. And there's a whole market of women who don't have special occasion pieces, or in Nigeria, we'll just go to our tailor and, you know, find something. But why should it be like that? We should have options.
Definitely.
All right, so let's wrap up. 10 years in the business. What is your plan for the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Like, what do you hope to achieve with Onalaja?
Hopefully global.
100%.
Hopefully. I think back to, you know, the line of things, I would love to introduce more everyday pieces that, you know, you don't have to have an occasion to wear it to. Pieces that you can dress up, dress down, and also accessories, really leaning more into that.
I think you will do fantastic.
Yeah, you should do some everyday pieces.
Yeah, and I don't know,
think so.
maybe you can...
Men, yeah.
Something for,
maybe
for
some men.
Something for the guys as well.
I've done men before.
Yeah.
No, man, why did you stop?
Don't worry, she can start again.
I'll work on it.
And just before we go, you can. I want an Onalaja dress.
Sure.
For Christmas.
Send me the bill.
That's what I want for Christmas.
I will send you the bill.
She will send it, so don't think that she will not send
Send me
it.
the bill. We'll send it to our HR. Come on.
Kanyinsola, Onalaja, thank you so much for being
Thank you
here.
so
We
much.
appreciate you, and I really do wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.